Hello everybody, welcome back to C&S Corvettes. I wanted to make a special video today just because, well, we've got a problem. We have so many cars here right now, cool stuff that we're trying to get done that I actually had to just move everybody from next week to the following week. That's how busy we are. But while we have some of these cars here, I wanted to take a quick minute and just show you around some of the neat stuff that comes through the shop. So follow me, let me show you some of this neat stuff. First up, I want you to look at this beautiful 1963 split window Corvette owned by a guy named Jeff. Very cool customer. This is his first 63. He just recently acquired it at auction, and this car is really, really lovely. It's here for just some basic loving, fix a few of the little things that weren't right from the auction, put some fresh radials on it, get rid of the bias plies, and there was a headlight motor we had to rebuild. Absolutely gorgeous piece. Can't wait to get back to its owner next week. We also have this beautiful 1961 Corvette that was brought in by Todd. Todd recently acquired this car at auction, and as auction cars go, this is one of the most beautiful cars I have had in here in 20 years. It is just lovely. A couple of little things didn't work on it. The tack ran backwards, some stuff like that. So we're working on that. He's also getting a new clutch. Other than that, this car is almost museum level quality in its paint and the way it looks. So this is just gorgeous. I'm really proud to have this car here. Let's go see what else we got. This beautiful 1966 Coupe belongs to a gentleman named Jeff. It came in just a couple of weeks ago. We had to fine tune a couple of things. His horn contact wasn't working. Some smaller stuff. It is really, really gorgeous. You can see he's got the upgraded AC compressor, much more modern AC system in this car that actually works here in Florida. But this car has the black stinger on the hood, the blue interior. It is just a gorgeous piece. We've loved having it here. Here on the lift next to me is Isaac's 1964 Coupe. This car is an automatic and it was largely original when it came in. What we were tasked with doing was redoing the suspension because all the bushings were worn out of it, but more importantly, we're doing a power disc brake conversion on this 64 to make it drive like a much more modern car. It's also important to note that the original shocks on this car do absolutely nothing. They are the most worn shocks I've ever seen, so he's going to have a much nicer ride when we put the fresh shocks on it. Now here's one you won't see virtually ever. Behind me on the lift is a 1992 real Greenwood G383. That car features a 383 built by Lingenfelter and a full John Greenwood body kit. This car was built by John Greenwood himself. In fact, this car was originally his test mule for all of the G series cars that he built. Brembo brakes, custom body underpinnings, custom frame strengthening, just super, super cool car. I believe there's only a handful of them in the world, and this is one that the current owner built with John over a period of 3 or 4 years. It's the only one I've ever seen in real life, and trust me, it is all that. It is cool as hell. We also have this 1980 that came in. He had it at a different garage. They did something to the engine where we've got massive engine blow-by. It's not running well. But check out the way this car has been put together. It's got some really neat custom touches, like these fake fender vents, beautiful wheels and tires, some cool body work. Walk around with me so you can see the back end too. This car reminds me of the Batmobile, and I just think it's cool. I can't wait to see it roll out of here running well, and that'll be next week. But take a look at that. That is just mean. This is a 1970 that hasn't run in like 15 years. A gentleman that we have as a customer with other Corvettes got a hold of it, and it is here to have the fuel system gone through and to have the engine start and run for the first time in about a decade. And then it's going to go home and he's going to do some paint work and some interior work, and it'll come back for the final mechanical finishes. But it's really cool to bring something like this back to life. And don't judge it by its looks, because it's a nice car, and when he's done, it's going to be a beautiful car. And finally, I want to show you this car. This is a 1984 Corvette. As you can see, it is not in show condition. It is not pretty. It is not anything that you would look at and go, wow, you're lucky to have that in your shop. but that's because you don't know the story. This gentleman had this car with his father when he was a child, and his father passed away a couple of years ago. The car's been in storage forever, and he's brought it to us because not only does he miss his dad, he misses the car and the memories that it brings back with his dad. So it's here for us to kind of bring it back to life mechanically as we can. You know, he's not a multi-millionaire, so it's going to be a step-by-step process, but so many of these cars are being crushed and thrown away. It's really special that because of the way he loved his father and their relationship, this car means enough to him that we're going to go ahead and bring it back so that he can have that memory and that feeling again that he misses with his dad. And I mean, it's great to get beautiful cars on the road. It's great to be able to make customers happy. But when you can bring back that feeling to somebody, you really can't put a price on that. That's something that makes us really happy to be able to do. And I'm glad we can do it for this guy. And that's pretty much it for the cool stuff we got going on here. We don't normally have that many cool cars in. I mean, we always have Corvettes, but to have special cars in all at one time, I didn't want to miss a chance to share it with you guys, because usually just looking at my ugly face, it's nice to see some cool stuff, right? As you can see behind me are 3 cars. That's the shop C6 that we use as a test bed for things that we are marketing or developing. The car right here, as you saw in last week's video, is the C&S Corvettes track car. This is the car we use to develop some of our more sporting stuff and to teach us all how to drive better than average, hopefully, eventually. And over here is my personal 03 Z06 with 250,000 miles on it. It needs an oil pan gasket, so it's in. But of course, our cars all sit outside. Customer cars usually stay inside, and I'm on the schedule at my own shop for about a month and a half out. So yeah, you know, the cobbler's children have no shoes, right? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me for this quick walk around to the shop. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.